At least we'll have something for someone to look at if they look at it.
Sure.
So welcome everyone to the, what is this, June mesh meeting. And I'm your host, me down here in the corner. So we've got Christian and we got Tom, and Christian is mobile and Tom is at a fixed location. And he's been looking at his mesh unit output, and we're going to talk about what he's seeing and what the signal levels are. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, from this node here that's on my little tower in the driveway, I'm currently seeing Mount St. Vincent really strong, 100%, 55.3 TX megabits. I'm seeing my other node that's in the other room at 32 megabits via direct. When I connect up to Mount St. Vincent, I can see a couple of other nodes, but not a lot. So I don't know if the people in the area just don't have their nodes up. I can see Kurt; he's on there, and then I do see Frank as a remote node. I'm probably through Mount St. Vincent, and Carl and 7KUW also as a remote node. So there are some signals getting in. I stuck up a node at my office, and it seemed like it wasn't working. I couldn't connect, with my PC to it. Went up on the roof, and the lights were on, so it acts like it's working, but I'm not able to talk to it through the Ethernet cable. I tested the cable with 2 different cable testers, and they all say that the cables are good. So I'm not sure if there's just an issue with that link over 75 feet of Cat5, because it works fine when I have it all connected sitting on my bench, but sticking back up on the roof, and I can't talk to it with the PC. So, and I'm not seeing Beacon through any nodes that I can see. So I'm not sure if Beacon's up on the air right now, because that's the node that my office one can see directly. It's probably a mile or less line of sight. I mean, clear line of sight. So I'd like to find out if Beacon's working, and if that node's able to get to Beacon RF wise. I don't care if I'm not seeing it through the Ethernet cable. I can always stick another little portable node up to talk to the one on the roof if I need to see it inside the office. But I'd like to resolve that. It's weird. I've never seen a node do that where it works, and then you stick it on a 75-foot cable and it doesn't work, but it looks like it's working. The lights are on, so I don't know.
Lights on, nobody's home.
Yeah, something like that. So I'd like to know that whether or not it's working RF wise where it's currently sitting. If it is, then I'm not going to worry about the network connection part of it, but we'll see.
I don't have a computer. My laptop doesn't have a Cat5 connection to it. It's only got USB, and I don't have an adapter here, so I can't even put my laptop up and connect to the mesh at my place.
Yeah, what I thought about doing for those situations is get a little Wi-Fi hotspot and plug it into the mesh network, so you can connect with Wi-Fi into your local little hotspot, and then that gets you onto the mesh. I do
have that Wi-Fi hotspot, and then I just went upstairs and I found that I had this item still wrapped. Randy was he said to go buy it, and he was supposed to help me put it in. It's AC750 Wi-Fi travel router.
Nice.
So
yeah, I picked up, I think it's a 150. I don't know. Anyway, it was a guy at Seaside selling AREDN-NWMESH loaded routers, but they don't have Wi-Fi. They're just a network connection device that they use for tunneling. It was only $30. It's already got the firmware on it, just hasn't been configured yet. You got to put your call sign or whatever on there. So I bought one for $30, and I haven't even plugged it in anything yet. So if I'm not having any luck with RF, I might have to go the tunnel route.
Okay. Well, Christian, do you have anything for the mesh world? I know you got another meeting coming up.
Yeah, I do. Just a very quick update from the last time I talked with you guys. Nick very kindly helped me get Arden firmware flashed onto a MikroTik LHG XL. I think it's the bigger, it's the larger size dish. MikroTik dish. So it has a lot of gain. And I was hoping, I can't remember if I told you guys, but putting when I had put up a TP-Link CPE 210 up on my deck, up on a big painter pole, I was able to see Susanna Cunningham, WB7CON. She was showing up on my neighbor list, but the signal wasn't good enough for us to connect. And I was hoping that getting a higher gain dish was going to do it. And now I can see her, I can see her whatever it is, IP address, on the neighbor list. But it's actually even a worse connection than before. And I'm assuming that it's just because the higher gain dish needs to be pointed, more carefully, and I just haven't been able to point it, sort of accurately enough. But we've had a few follow-up conversations with folks on the east side of the lake, and I'm still kind of hopeful that maybe we can get someone over in Bellevue, Kirkland, that area, who has line of sight across the lake to get something hooked up, because we've got Susanna Cunningham and then Randy Levesque and Lois Adams. I don't remember their call signs off the top of my head, but a couple of our other ACS members. They're in Northeast Seattle, and they've got clear line of sight over Lake Washington. And it seems like that actually might be a good, good way, bouncing network across the lake actually might be able to connect folks up a little better, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's what I got.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Since nobody else is really showing up tonight, I'm just gonna call an audible, and if you haven't seen me by now, there must be something else wrong with my unit, because I have no way of checking it, but um, it's close enough to the Myrtle Reservoir that it should be picking up, because they're both omnis, right?
Yep, and it should be that Myrtle should be showing up, and it's not. So might be time to reboot that one too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and stop recording.